Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. We're still waiting for a reliable bottoming signal here in this range. We talked about 5 waves to the upside, and then we talked about here an ABC structure possibly to the downside. Yesterday's move did not really confirm in any way that this move down is finished, because we only rallied in a 3-wave structure. Even though it is a strong 3-wave move, it is still a 3-wave move. So we don't really have a reliable bottoming structure in place yet, even though it might of course go higher. And if it goes above yesterday's high, then it might rally to the next resistance point here around 1930. So there will be here some resistance around 1930. Had a bit of resistance here around 1935 as well, and then 1950. So we are approaching resistance up here starting from 1930. Price did drop quite substantially since then, so if we get a break above yesterday's high, it might give it a go to get there. But ultimately it needs to break above that 1975 high to break out of the range and to demonstrate that it is in a 3rd wave rally. Until then, I think we are basically where we were 2 days ago, because nothing happened. It was only a corrective rally yesterday. It can always go higher because it reached already our trend reversal area, you know that. But it's just not clear yet. It's just not clear, because what we need to see for a clear bottoming structure, we want to see a 5-wave move to the upside. Now, I haven't got that really, and it seems to me what this could be on the smaller time frame. Come on the smaller time frame, a small 1-2 setup to the downside. But it's relevant now to be aware of yesterday's swing high. So if it breaks above that level, then the 1-2 setup to the downside will of course be invalidated. So that's the relevant breakout point. Unfortunately, it wouldn't provide us with very clear opportunity because it is only a 3-wave structure. So we don't really have a 5-wave move. And we then need to look at the next breakout points here at around about 1930. Then here this clear spike at 1960 and 1975. Essentially, we expect price to go higher, but it might not have completed the correction. It, to a degree, will depend on Bitcoin a bit, but Bitcoin is also ranging, so we just need to wait until this range is complete. There is just not really very much clarity. I mean, this chart is not terribly unclear. It is actually fairly clear. I mean, we were waiting for a turnaround here, which happened. We were waiting for a turnaround here, which happened. Yeah, we were waiting for resistance in this area, which happened 3 times, including yesterday. And we were waiting for support in this yellow box, and all of that happened. I mean, there isn't much more. And if you just simply traded the levels, yeah, here, even here twice, yeah, and the yellow box as well, there isn't much more you can ask for, really. Yeah, and you made money unless you traded against the support areas. Yeah, yesterday I had someone who asked, I think it was Litecoin, on the Litecoin. I mean, we were in a yellow support area, in a trend reversal area for scaling in long, and that person shorted in the support area. I mean, I can't answer to these questions, right? Because I don't know what, if the person doesn't trade according to the parameters given, then I can't really help. So anyway, I can't give financial advice anyway, but these are the relevant parameters for the next bigger moves. Worked out. We might break it now. At some point these break. It's just with the trend line they break as well at some point, but they can be traded as long as they don't break. And the yellow support area can still be used by the price, of course. So the idea is that as long as we stay above $1,700, the overall focus can be on higher. Essentially, I would primarily expect it to go lower if you ask me for my primary scenario. The reason is that for a wave 2, this is just shallow. Yes, it might not happen today. It might not happen tomorrow. And of course, some crazy scenarios like this are possible. Yeah. So, but essentially for a wave 2, this is very shallow. So essentially, I would like the wave 2 to go to 1802 or 1760 as indicated in the last few days. Oops, that was my phone just falling on the floor. Essentially, I would like it to go a little lower, but again, it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow. We might see a little bit more whipsaw price action before it follows that. Yeah, and it's really only that if we break above 1975, we have a genuine breakout and could reach that next resistance, which is at 2020. Now, someone asked me, why do I not count this as WXY or whatever? it doesn't make a difference. The parameters are clear, and the parameters wouldn't change anyway, okay? And support for a wave 2 starts at 1843, but the most relevant one here at 1802. So if I count that as ABC or WXY, it doesn't make any difference because you shouldn't focus on the micro count anyway in such a correction. It will only lead to false assumptions that, okay, you know, this small wave shows there should be another low, and so I'll wait for the perfect entry and things like that, which is just not how it works. Yeah, especially not, you know, when we have a context in which we have such a major range here on Ethereum as well. I mean, it made a new high, but it is generally also a long sideways range. It's not as well defined as Bitcoin's, but it's a huge range. So don't fall into the trap of trying to figure out the most pristine micro count in a correction and then eventually realize that the market is going to do something different, because that's just what markets do. There is no correct micro count in a correction. Yeah, there is no correct micro count. The problem is that you can get the best wave count in a correction, but there are more than 10 corrective patterns in Elliott Wave. So if you have the best micro count and you do all the work, you spend hours on counting the micro nano waves in here and everything, and just one volatile move takes it to throw it over the, throw it into the bin. So the count can be correct. It can even be the correct count at the time, but the market is just doing something different, because the market in ranges, these wave counts just change. But that is when you zoom out, look at the bigger picture, and get these parameters, which are very relevant. That's important. So everything's clear here, hopefully. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.